Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do my weekly reading update for January 20th, 2019. So this week was a really weird week for me. I read some, I read some, how do I put this? I had some disappointments and I had some stuff that I've liked, but I'm also kind of in a weird mood and I have too many books on the go. So this next week, I'm going to definitely try to get back to where I'm only reading one book physically and one book audio. Right now, I have 4 books on the go. And I'm trying to finish them. I didn't quite get rid of one of them. I was really close. So today, I'll definitely finish off one and make a good dent, hopefully, in the other 2. And then the third one, I'm waiting until I kind of clear off those ones because I just got too overwhelmed with how many books. And the reason I will explain why I think I started picking up more books, which is what I've used to do I used to do this when I was younger a lot, and then I got out of I stopped myself from doing it for many years. Now I only do it when things are going badly for the book I'm reading. So anyway, but we'll start with let's see here. It's not going to work here, is it? So we're going to go with the first book that I actually finished, which was The Real Lolita. The Kidnapping of Sally Horner, and the novel that scandalized the world by Sarah Weinman. I was listening to this on audio from my library, and this was really, really good. And I talked about it last week because I was really close to the end, and I did finish it on Sunday and was able to return it on time to the library. I liked this because, again, it was talking about Vladimir God, I can't say his name. Borkov? I don't know. You know what? The guy who wrote Lolita. Okay, I'll explain. His name just popped out of my head. Anyway, and how maybe he stole a little bit of this real case about a girl who, 11-year-old girl who was kidnapped by a 50-year-old man and then spent 21 months with him and on the run across the country. So it was very fascinating, and it's very tragic because poor Sally did not live very long after she escaped from her ordeal. And it was just, it's heart-wrenching for that. And I liked getting that real story, and it was horrific, that part of it. So then it talks about Lolita and how Nabokov stole a few, I would say, little details and put into his story to help his novel that he'd already been writing for many years when he found out about this case. So that's the kind of evidence that we're looking at, is that how much did he steal and how much did he know? But it's pretty clear that he knew about the case and that he, took a few things from that and put it into the novel. So my thing was last week when I was getting near the end is I was looking for her conclusion. Was she saying that that was a bad thing, that he stole ideas from this case and put it into Lolita? And I never got that from her, which side she was on. Like, I'm still not sure. And I don't know if it's because I was listening to an audio, but really I kept waiting and there was no real conclusion to me. So, again, as a writer, I see how we take real life and put it into books. So I don't know where people fall on this, but I can see where you're influenced by something that's real. And then because Lolita was such a phenomenon and was huge, people questioned where those ideas and things come from. Of course, again, with that kind of scandalized book, it would. But be even more finding out where those things came from. And there is evidence and stuff that he knew about this case because he had notes and stuff that are there. But anyway, I really enjoyed overall that audiobook. I can't remember who the narrator was. I think it was Cassandra Palmer or something like that. I don't remember. But it was really good. I really enjoyed the audio. But again, I just missed a little bit there at the end. I wanted that, I guess I wanted her conclusion. And I guess maybe I shouldn't have done it because to me it sounded more like investigative journalism where we're dealing with these subjects because she's a journalist. And so I was kind of hoping for maybe because it's a book that you would actually put your opinion down. So I'm not quite sure on that. So I didn't give it a 5 or anything. I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad I listened to it. I am almost done with the bullet journal. I almost finished this last night. I'm only 30 pages from the end. I just thought I'd mention that. I do like this book. If you are interested in doing the bullet journal, or even if you want to restart, or if you want, this is a great reference guide if you want to try to achieve some goals on how to build within the system, you know, how to get yourself motivated to do stuff. I really am going to keep this book so far. Again, I only got like 30 pages left. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna, and it's doing all this stuff right now. It's talking all the collection stuff, which is what I'm making my book journal out of. So I've really enjoyed this, and I would recommend it for people who want to do bullet journaling. I think it's definitely worth it. And I think it's a great reference guide as well, as if you want to do more of that. So, okay. So I just want to put that in, even though I've got like 30 pages and my cats are running around. Left in that, and I'll probably finish that this morning. So I do want to talk about the book that kind of derailed my other reading, or made me start picking up other books, which I'll explain in a second. And I know that a lot of people like this book, so I know that this will be maybe a shock, maybe not. I don't know. I've only seen a few bad reviews on it, or people who said they didn't like it, and I feel that it's a personal thing. Clearly, I did not enjoy this, which is why I only got halfway through, and then I had to stop. And that is The Essex Serpent by Sarah Perry. Now, I love historical fiction, and I assumed I would love this book from everybody else's description. And, but I don't know how to say it. It was really it was really the characters. It was not the plot. I was kind of plodding along, so it's okay. You know, it's kind of slow. There's a couple really weird things that happened in the 230 pages that I read, but I was just never compelled to pick up this book, first of all. And then the characters started saying or doing things that kind of made me pissed off. And again, I know that, you know, your characters are not perfect. They're human, and that part, I suppose, is good, but I don't know. I started to dislike them more and more as the story went on, instead of falling for them and rooting for them or trying to see where they're going. I started to dislike them more and more. So I woke up on Thursday morning. I have to go to work super early on Thursdays, and I was like, I do not want to take that book to work with me. So I didn't. So I decided right then and there I was DNFing. That was it. I had struggled to read this because, again, I've picked up a couple of books, other books as well, while trying to read this, because I didn't want to read this. And I did make 28 pages, sorry. And I'm done. So I know that's a very unpopular opinion. I know a lot of people like this book, but I've decided if I get to a certain point, that is it. And I think I'm going to do a video on DNFing here pretty soon, just because I made a couple of decisions after this episode. So I don't know. I'm really disappointed that did not work out. That was the first book off of my TBR list that I had, and it failed. That is so sad. So when I finished The Real Lolita, of course I picked up the Lolita. So I picked this up probably about Monday or Tuesday, and I did try to read it a little bit every night, and then I put it down because now I realized I've started too many books. So because again, I was reading The Essex Serpent and not liking it, so I would pick this up book. So I'm only about 56 pages into this. I read this probably about 10 years ago. I should actually look up what year it was, because I'm counting the pages because I don't remember it very well. I mean, I know the basis of the story. Again, it's about Humbert and his meeting up with Dolores Hayes and her mother. And again, this is very much going to be, you know, horrific read and what happens. I just don't remember my impressions of it, which is kind of sad. I just remember I gave it a 3. So I want to see what happens this time now that I've read The Real Lolita and have more background information, and I know more about what I'm looking for in this. And again, the English major brain is working when reading this. So I'm hoping to pick this up later this week once I get done with some of the other books. But it's a reread, but it's long enough ago that I'm counting the pages. Because again, if it's over 10 years, I get to count the pages again because I don't remember enough. But I can't remember when I read this. It was over that. I swear it was early 2000s when I read this, but I'm not positive. Anyway, so so I'm in the middle of that. So as I said, I read about 50 pages and then I put it down because I decided to pick, after I DNF'd The Essex Serpent, I wanted to pick up something else. But the audiobook that I'm almost done with is Chernobyl, This History of a Nuclear Catastrophe by Sherhill Blumnick. Anyway, I don't know how you say that. This has been really good. I had got the audiobook on a sale on Audible a month or two ago. I don't remember, maybe about a month ago. And again, I was excited that this is a book that I've been looking for a book on the history of Chernobyl. Now, I read Chernobyl Prayer by Slavana Lekovic last January and just loved it because of her style. And her style is completely different. Again, it's all like voices, or the people actually telling her the story. She's not telling the story. She's telling it's only their dialogue. And it's really, really powerful. And I really love that book. But I wanted more, like, again, when it comes to history, I want the plot by plot. This is what happened at this time and kind of stuff. So this is giving me what I wanted. And I'm almost done. I only got about 70, or no, I have about 60 pages left. So I expect to finish this probably Monday or Tuesday. I think I have like 3 hours left on the audiobook. So, but I'm really enjoying this, as in getting all that information that I wanted. I mean, I got a lot from Chernobyl Prayer, but it's a different, it would tell you a lot of things that I read in this one as well, but it's different. Then again, this is the more history book. So I actually put a hold on a book that's coming out, I think in February. That's another Chernobyl history. Not sure I'm going to read it right away, but I am like the only one on hold for it in February. I think it's called Midnight from Chernobyl, or Midnight to Chernobyl, something like that. I don't remember. And so I'm not sure I'm going to read another one right away, because that one would have to be physically read, because it's just a book. They didn't have the audiobook available for to put on the hold list. So we'll see. I'm not sure I'm going to read that right away. I might get it and just check it out, but I am enjoying this. I'm almost, as I said, I'm almost done. I figure I'm going to figure out in a couple days. I don't know what audiobook I'm going to pick up afterwards. Maybe because it's such a sad topic, I might pick up something like a romance or something else. So it's something light in my car. I'll have to go through my Audible list and find something that maybe will be a little bit more uplifting for a little while. And then the book that I picked up after The Essex Serpent is Selene Ascends by Josiah Bancroft. So this is another book off of my TBR that I've been wanting to read this forever. I think the third book is just about to come out, so I was really hoping to get this done. So I'm only about 140 pages in, so I'm enjoying it. And so I don't know if it's just my attention span hasn't been good. I don't tend to pick this up when I'm home. So when I'm out and about or at work, I would pick it up, or, and stuff. But at home, I'm having trouble picking this up. So today I'm going to try to get farther into this and see if it's just me, like I'm just having trouble with the book, or if my reading is just off because this last week has been kind of weird. But this is the story of Thomas Senlin, who goes on his honeymoon to the Tower of Babel. And this is like this huge tower, of course, that goes up to the sky. You can't see the top. And he and his wife are there on their honeymoon, and within minutes of getting off the train in the marketplace, he loses her. So this is the story of him trying to find her and climbing the Tower of Babel from each level or ringdom is different and horrible in itself. They were different. Well, I've only gotten to 3 so far, but I can just see this is going to be bad. So I'm not sure. I mean, again, it's very much a quest book for fantasy, but it has real life. Like it's like if the Tower of Babel existed today, and it's huge, and it's still being built, and it's super tall, and everybody. It's weird. So again, I said I like it. And then there's parts of that I'm like, I'm not tending to pick it up. Once I get into it, I'm fine. It's the picking it up. So, and I just don't know if that's because I'm having that, after I've had a DNF, my brain just doesn't always want to read everything. But it's really a good fantasy book so far. So a lot of people have liked the series. I really want to, again, get farther. I want to finish it pretty soon because I want to move on to so many other things I have to read. And it just, I don't know. I'm hoping today I can dedicate some time to it, and maybe if I spend enough time with it, then I'll be more compelled to pick it up. I don't think it's the book's fault. I really think it's my issues right now, which is why I'm flighty and I'm going between books. Which, again, as I said, I don't do that very often, but right now I'm feeling it really bad, and I really want to just finish a few of these off and try to get back into you read a physical book and an audiobook, and then that's it. So the only thing I want to put is what I'm hoping to pick up after Selene Ascends is I'm hoping to pick up read the first volume of the Kristen Lovrenzata, by Sigmund Unsed. This is for the Noble read, women's read from Britta Bohler's channel. The Reef is the first section, so it's like this much of the book, about that much. So I'm hoping to pick that up. I do want to at least attempt it to see if I want to read it right now. I love anything Scandinavian, really, but I think because I really want to read this, I'm pretty sure because it was Norwegian. No, my brain just shut down. Of course, I'm just having one of those days. No, she's Denmark. I don't know. Denmark, Norway, one of the two. I don't know which language. Anyway, I guess I'll have to look that up. Anyway, but the point is I want to read this one. So I want to at least try, because I've been trying to read one of the books for Britta's book thing, the Nobel Peace Prize, or the Nobel Prize in Literature series that she has. I just have not had a chance to pick up any of them. I have one of the books, but not this. So, anyway, that's kind of it. I think I had kind of a weird week. Yeah, I need to cut my bangs. Anyway, I think that's it. I've had a really weird mindset week. I had a really horrible week at work, which is probably part of my problem here, is when I get stressed out at work or I'm upset about work, then sometimes that affects my reading. And I don't usually have that, and this week was a bad week for work-wise. I was not a happy camper most of the week. So anyway, that is it. What are you guys reading? Have you guys read any of these books? I don't know. I hope your weeks go better than mine. I'm hoping this next week is much better. It's going to be interesting because half the guys I work with are all going to be in training. So it'll be really quiet. So I'm hoping I'll get a lot of stuff done. And then, maybe that'll help, get me all settled and get back into reading normally. So we'll see. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.